Hi friends, today I have a really fun layout that I've created for a challenge. So Bramble Fox are teaming up with GoGo Cybercrop this weekend and sponsoring a few prizes. And one of the challenges this weekend is a mood board by Vicky Parker. And there was a beautiful rainbow on all rainbow colours on this mood board, and I have been feeling rather rainbow lately. So my layout today is also featuring this rainbow. And to do that, what you can see here is I've taken a piece of sturdy white cardstock, so it's really thick. And I haven't added any gesso to the background, so it is likely to warp. And the first thing I do is wash some water onto the background with a really big brush. And then I am adding the watercolour paints directly from the pans. So no mixing up, it's just a fast, fun way of creating a background. So you do need to be quite loose with the water for it to run, and then I wanted the colours to merge a little bit. And I'm using watercolour paints, as I said, but you could use anything that's watercolour based. So that could be inks, you could use those ink droppers, you could use your shimmers, anything really. And you'd get the same, I'll mix them up and you'd get a really good effect. So as you can see, I have gone down the page in rainbow colour order, so the colours go together with one another, which is really important. And some of the colours were a bit dark, or some of them needed a bit more colour. I think the yellow here had gone a bit flat, so you couldn't see the brush strokes. So which is what I'm doing now, is just adding a few more brush strokes and things. And the next thing I wanted to do was add some little splatters, again in rainbow colour. So I'm just going back with those paints, and if you use a round brush, as I've got here, you'll get some nice splatters, although I seem to be struggling. So I kind of overdid it with the splatters somewhat. I think what you'll find is in the actual layout that I create, I've made another background, and I'll save this one for another day because it got a little bit busy for my liking. Although it's really pretty when I've looked at it again. But yeah, it didn't really work with what I had in mind, so they were quick to create, and so it didn't take long to make another. So I'm going to carry on down the page with those splatters. See that some of them came out quite big, which is fab, but I just, as I say, for this particular layout, it really wasn't what I had in mind. So it looks really bright on the page here. So when the watercolours are wet, they are much brighter and darker. And then in the final layout, you'll see that they lighten up a lot. So if you wanted a lighter colour, you could mix more water, or you could mix in white, of course, but I just went with more water. But I love the effect that it came out with, and you'll see there it's much drier. And I did a second layer, exactly the same technique, another background, but this time I've set it off to the left rather than down the centre. And what I do is I let everything dry or touch dry, and then I flatten it under my mat, that big mat you can see here, and I leave it as long as I can really overnight, and then it comes out much more flat. But because this one was on the edge rather than down the middle, it did warp more, which I find a little, difficult to handle. So I always try and flatten it as much as I can. And then what I did is I just used some scrap card, that was a cover of a paper pad there, and I just try and flatten it down by sticking it to something on the background. Anyway, it did turn out all right. So I am going to use some PinkFresh Studio for this. I think it was that Office collection. Can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. But I had quite a bit of the collection and never used it all. I find sometimes they're quite hard to use because it's very clean and simple. So I think the watercolour background really kind of helps me with this one. And my other difficulty is covering things up because they're so pretty looking. I'm going to cover most of it up. But it's got to be used. I need the space. So I just picked out some similar colours from that paper, and I'm just going to layer it up behind my photo. And I really wanted to show off the piece that is coming in the April Fox box with Bramble Fox. So that Brighter Days piece is really sweet. It's so lovely. And it's a pale blue, so I think it's really pretty for any sort of sunny photos. And the set comes with that little rainbow that you can see there, and also a little sunshine. Oh, it's just a fab set. So as I say, at the moment that's only available in the April Fox box. But I dare say that's going to have to go into the shop as well. So because I'm on a video, I try and stick down much more quickly than I would otherwise, as things go on and off and on, which is what I do with the ephemera now. So I may have to speed this up just to stop you losing the will to live. But my aim is to layer things so that, things overlap, things poke off that background. And then I did toy with the idea, could I use some of the pieces and do tone on tone with the colours? Will that work? But you can see really I'm just fanning around until I think it's just got to sit down more. So in hindsight as well, I think had I thought about it, I would have arranged my title differently, because what I'd have really liked to have done is back to my rainbow with the watercolour paints. So hindsight's a great thing, but I think I'll have another rainbow and do it again, but maybe just back it with watercolour paper and do the same sort of rainbow effect. But for now, I'll just fanny around and choose my embellishments. Those wood veneers came in the January kit from Hip Kit Club. They are an exclusive for Hip Kit. Completely fabulous, and because they weren't in my main pack, I kept forgetting to use them, so I've got quite a few left, hurrah! So they will be added to lots of different things. I really love them. So if Kim or Kimberly are listening, I will vote for one of those in future, please. And in the Bramble Fox shop this month, in March, released these cute cameras. They are really cute, so they're kind of etched instead of laser cut, but the detail's etched on them. And I'm a real sucker for cameras. I just love cameras, so I needed some new cameras to go on my layouts. But they're great accent pieces, which is what I really love. So great for just adding a little bit of detail to your page here and there. So we're getting there. I think it's not too far away now. I think I needed some different shapes rather than just rectangles. I think it felt very rectangular. So I should have pulled out some other supplies, but I was kind of trying to limit myself to as few supplies as possible for some bizarre reason. It's not like I don't have any. I have lots. So this is a really old photo. My daughter is now 16, but look how cute she is. I think we were watching a Scouts parade for Remembrance Sunday maybe, or Easter. I don't know, there was some Scout event going on. So I think this was back in 2008. So Because of lockdown and because my kids are teenagers, I have very few photos to choose from nowadays. So I have been going back and scrapping old photos, which has been delightful because my children were a lot less camera shy when they were little. I'll just speed through the rest of the layout, and I'll just call out some little bits that are maybe a little bit more interesting than me moving things backwards and forwards. So I wanted to add a bit of detail to the layout, and I thought I could add some more soft things rather than angular things. So I have these lovely butterfly stamps that are from Visible Image, possibly my most favourite butterfly stamps ever. They have a great open feel to them. And what I did is I stamped on my paper that I used to experiment the watercolouring on. So that is a kind of a watercolour paper, but it's just really thick white cardstock. And I just wanted to create some butterflies in the colours that I'd used on the background. I had used a kind of a purpley colour, which I hadn't got any ephemera for. So I've just coloured in one of the butterflies to just bring out that colour a little bit. Because you can't have a rainbow without some reds or purples in. So hence just creating another butterfly just to bring out those colours a little bit and tie it all together. So that was super fast fussy cutting, and I'm just going to have those butterflies fly around the page a little bit. And so I just stick those down. What I didn't show you there was I had backed that little rainbow with some yellow paper or yellow cardstock. Again, that would have been a good opportunity to put some of those purpley colours in, but I think it's much easier when you look at things afterwards and think, oh yeah, I should have done that. Also at the top there, I used one of the little Viewmaster elements which came into the shop, the Bramble Fox shop this month. I'm a real sucker for vintage things, so I added that to the top, which I think it looks really cute. And that's it really. So you can see there I've added some other splatters maybe, some cross stitching and glitter to my butterflies. Thank you so much and see you soon. Take care. Bye.